Big U is in a world of trouble after what I just heard today. Bro is cooked beyond belief. Like, I can't even begin to tell you how cooked Big U is. Big U is currently in jail on racketeering and murder charges, but Big U has not learned his lesson at all, right? These new recent updates and the new superseding indictment shows that Big U has not learned his lesson at all, and that'll be his downfall. But to compile his bad decisions in prison, there are apparently close associates of Big U who are apparently now committed to burying him in court if that means saving themselves. And with this compilation, Big U has no chance.
And in fact, we're following several breaking news stories at this hour. We begin with that South LA man who the feds say used taxpayer money and donations to fund gang activities. In the past hour, we've learned that Eugene Henley Jr. and Brian Mejia were taken into custody. Henley Jr. is a longtime leader of the Rolling 60s Crips, according to the FBI. But in recent years, he worked in entertainment and ran a youth charity that the acting U.S. attorney now says was a front for his criminal enterprise. NBC4's Camilla Rambaldi live in downtown L.A. with the very latest developments on this. Camilla?
Hi, Colleen. 19 defendants in total in connection to this criminal enterprise. At least two of them appeared in federal court earlier today. And now, as you mentioned, Eugene Henley and another fugitive are now in custody tonight in connection to this case. A known community activist and founder of a youth nonprofit in South LA now facing federal charges.
A career criminal known as Big U.
Eugene Henley is accused of being a longtime leader of the Rolling 60s Crips street gang. Federal prosecutors say Henley ran a criminal enterprise and is accused of a number of crimes, including racketeering, human trafficking, fraud, and the 2021 murder of a musician.
He has maintained the image of an entertainment industry entrepreneur running a music label, and of somebody who gives back to the community here in Los Angeles. The facts alleged in the complaint paint a very different picture. It is one of a murderer, a thief, a liar.
Federal authorities say there are other alleged gang members facing charges they say are connected to the criminal enterprise. A number of arrests were made this week. These sketches showed two defendants, Sylvester Robinson and Mark Martin, in federal court Wednesday afternoon.
4 of the 19 defendants were already in custody, and 10 defendants were taken into custody in the last 24 hours.
Before this recent arrest, I think Big U did like a 13 to 20-year stint. So Big U is no stranger to jail. So when he goes back to jail, I think Big U went back to jail and got right back into his element, got right back to programming, got right back to what he knows. See, when you're in there, it's easy to forget you're still fighting a case. Big U is so institutionalized at this point. He's only been in jail for a year, but he's so institutionalized at this point that Big U was apparently caught offering inmates payments to harm potential witnesses in his case. Now, Big U was given a list, I believe, of people who, they plan to call to the stand. Now, it's unclear who those people are, right? Now, I heard like 90% of people, like 90% of Big U's like co-defendants are snitching. Like I heard like 90%. Like I heard it's like a crazy number. Like he's cooked. But to be the age that Big U is at, Big U is what, like almost 60 years old, to be his age. And to understand you're in jail with a life sentence hanging over your head. They are accusing you of being a mob boss. They're accusing you of being a ringleader of a gang. They're accusing you of extorting people. They're accusing you of putting hits on people. They're accusing you of sending your minions to rob, extort, right, and shoot people. That's what they are accusing you of doing. And then they're also accusing you personally of murdering somebody. So you're being accused of having minions who did deeds on your behalf. Then you get to prison and you begin to do the very same thing they are accusing you of doing that you claim you didn't do. Because when you go to trial, you're saying, hey, I'm not this guy they're painting me out to be. I'm not a ringleader. I'm a father. Then you go to jail and you allow them folks to gather evidence of you paying inmates to go ahead and intimidate witnesses? What? Bro, you cook. Hey, listen, man, if you are a Big U fan, which a lot of you guys are, man, sayonara, all right? Nah. Hey, goodbye. It's over with, man. It's done. Now, who are the witnesses Big U is trying to get touched? Now, it's unclear who, because I heard 90% of his co-defendants is snitching. right? And if you ask Christopher Lovejoy, 100% of them is snitching, but I'm not ready to go that far. Well, Loose Cannon had his lawyer or his attorney contact a few people this week. One of those people being WAC 100. Now, when the lawyer contacted WAC 100, apparently the lawyer is trying to gather information from WAC 100 to verify certain things that him and Loose Cannon talked about in his relationship with Big U. The lawyer tells WAC he's gonna record a conversation just for his record, and then he begins to ask WAC things like, yo, did Big U sell guns like back to, his own homies? He talked about the Loose Cannon and WAC 100 interview on No Jumper. He began to ask WAC things that if WAC was not savvy enough, this would be really bad. But like WAC recorded the conversation as well. And WAC did a pretty great job at answering these questions and making sure, right, that he doesn't give up Big U.
I got you on a landline.
All right.
This tends to work better for me. As I said, I'm going to record this call just so that I have accurate notes of what you say, and then I don't have to stop the rest of the time.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so what the government is claiming, this is from an FBI affidavit that was filed in court. They say that the statements that Luce made about Henley and Grid and all that stuff and getting $40,000 and giving 20 of it back was of a robbery. Henley robbed this guy Monster, who was running a drug dispensary, and then gave him part of it back. And they claim that that's what this conversation was all about.
Well, the thing about it is this: this was a conversation that Loose Cannon was having because, he said a bunch of things. I think it was something in the ballpark of dude collecting guns or passing out guns and writing down serial numbers. That's the Grid program side of it.
Right. What did you understand Luce to be talking about?
Well, that part he was saying that he saw Big U passing out guns to his homeboys, and but he was writing out serial numbers off the guns. That's what he's saying he saw, which that's some crazy shit. But I do know the Grid program because we're the one broke the story of Big U being part of the Grid program, which says you turn in guns, detailed hot spots in the neighborhood, gang-related situations, so on and so forth. So
this is the third time Loose Cannon lawyer has reached out. The first time he reached out, Loose Cannon lawyer reached out asking if people had a footage of this particular murder that took place that was pretty public. Loose Cannon claimed that Big U committed that murder and he's willing to testify against Big U according to the people who spoke to his lawyer, all right? I'm not sure if that's true or not. The second time he reached out, Loose Cannon claimed he was a victim of Big U and Big U was making him do these things according to the lawyer, and he was asking for certain people to cooperate that. Now, the third time is, listen, man, I don't know what's going on or what Loose Cannon has under his sleeve. What I will tell you this, man, Loose Cannon is a very, very, very smart guy. He's a very savvy dude. Loose Cannon ain't doing life in prison for Big U, bruh. Loose Cannon ain't doing 5 years in prison for Big U. Loose Cannon is going to find a way to get out this situation. I can promise you that, bruh. And it looks like Loose Cannon lawyer is going on like a fishing expedition, trying to get anything on Big U that he could then leverage and say, hey, my client can testify in pertaining to this, all right? Like, my client can take the stand and testify that Big U did this, and this, all right? So it looks like they're fishing to get Loose Cannon a deal. But I don't know why they're on the phone with WAC. I don't know why they're on the phone with other people, because WAC ain't the only person they call, from my knowledge. Like, they call other people. I just can't for the likes of me, like understand this. But the lawyer gets excited, and then WAC 100 completely flips the script, right, and says something that like really demoralizes the lawyer, right? Like, this is where the lawyer realizes he's not going to get the answers he's open for.
Everything else Luce was talking about, you got to remember, Loose Cannon is known. We bring him on shows because we know he's going to lie. We don't bring him on shows because he's telling the truth. We bring him on shows to hear the lies he's going to tell. It's like a comedian. You know what I'm saying?
That's fine. But I just want to know what you understood him to be talking about. Because
I heard what everybody else heard. He was telling the story of an incident that happened, and he said something like that they left with one amount of money, and they was asked to give up some of the amount of money, and dude gave it back to somebody. I mean, but like I said, bro, like Loose Cannon is known. Like you hire a comedian to come make you laugh, we bring him on platforms expecting 1 million lives. So we don't, we listen to him, and we'll help him keep the lie going because it's just content. This is YouTube, bro.
Well, whether it was what I understand him to be talking about, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Henley was scamming the city by going out and picking up guns from gang members that he could turn in for money, and then he was giving half the money back to the gang members who gave him the guns. So
I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. That's a whole nother thing because I thought he mentioned somewhere else. I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
I wouldn't know if Big U. I wouldn't know if Big U got paid for guns. We know he was in the party of things. So, I don't know because I thought he said he watched them write down the serial numbers and pass them out. So if he's passing out the guns, then that means he doesn't have them to turn in to the city. So that doesn't make. But again, this is Loose Cannon. Like, dude just says shit. Like, think about it. If he's writing down serial numbers and passing them out, that paints the picture that he's keeping the serial numbers to turn into law enforcement. So when this gun is used, law enforcement knows who had the guns. That's what we heard. Now, you're saying he collected the guns to go turn them in. So, I mean, the whole story to us was a hoax. We didn't put no time or thought into it.
What my understanding is, what Lewis was referring to was that Henley got paid by the city for the guns. That was part of his compensation.
What did Lou tell you? Is that what he's telling you?
That's what he said. He was referring to that and the fact that Henley would turn around and give half the money back to the gang members who gave him the guns in the first place.
Loose Cannon lawyer is not a prosecutor. Loose Cannon lawyer is not the government. He should have no interest in crimes that Big U committed. He's calling for these crimes because apparently somebody planned on turning on Big U, right? Which is why Big U is trying to get these witnesses gone, right? But he got charged for that as well, all right? Now, the indictment listed a couple of interesting things, right? So first off, the first thing the indictment listed, that I was kind of shocked that this was included. Well, it was the robbery of Future, right? It was the robbery of Future, right? So the new indictment includes allegations that in 2014, Henley and his associates assaulted and later chased a Grammy Award-winning artist through Los Angeles International Airport to collect a debt and for failing to show respect. According to a U.S. Attorney's Office in L.A., although the artist is only identified by his initials, NDC, the Times was able to identify him through social media and news reports as Nevadia's Demand Cash, a rapper known formerly as Future. But here's the thing, though. Now, they're listing this as evidence towards, I guess, Big U's character, but they're not charging Big U with anything because if you listen to the audio, Wack never said that Big U did anything. Wack says that he was the one who chased Future, right? So they're just saying, oh, look, Big U got associates who did this. So they're saying, yo, this is like a reference of his character, right? He did this in the past, so hence this falls in line with what we're accusing him of doing. Loose Cannon lawyer is not a prosecutor. Loose Cannon lawyer is not the government. He should have no interest in crimes that Big U committed. He's calling for these crimes because apparently somebody planned on turning on Big U, right? Which is why Big U is trying to get these witnesses gone. Right, but he got charged for that as well, all right? Now, the indictment listed a couple of interesting things, right? So first off, the first thing the indictment listed, that I was kind of shocked that this was included, well, it was the robbery of Future, right? It was the robbery of Future, right? So the new indictment includes allegations that in 2014, Henley and his associates assaulted and later chased a Grammy Award-winning artist through Los Angeles International Airport to collect a debt and for failing to show respect. According to a U.S. Attorney's Office in L.A., although the artist is only identified by his initials, NDC, the Times was able to identify him through social media and news reports as Nevadia's Demand Cash, a rapper known formerly as Future. But here's the thing, though. Now, they're listing this as evidence towards, I guess, Big U's character, but they're not charging Big U with anything because if you listen to the audio, Wack never said that Big U did anything. Wack says that he was the one who chased Future.
Oh, for instance, Future old Trick some money. So me, Trick and Big U was real close at the time, right? Hey, Future old Bro some money. All right, Trick in Detroit. Me and Big U on a red-eye flight to Atlanta. We coming to LAX. We coming through the security, putting our bag through the thing. Who we see on the other side? Future and the girl that's with the football player.
Sierra.
We see Future and Sierra. I say, bro, is that who I think it is? He looked. I said, yeah. I said, you take them. I got him. When we come to the thing, I say, hey, homie, you got that money for Trick? He take off run. I'm chasing the dead homies through the Delta. He runs into a motherfucking terminal and he runs into the thing, but it ain't hooked up to no plane. He left it.
No, bro.
Right?
Wow.
He runs into the terminal. True story. Runs into the terminal, right? When he run into the terminal, he take his phone out, right? He know he can only go so far, because what you gonna do, jump onto the runway? That's a long drop down there, right? He throws the phone at me on speaker. All I hear is Stunner voice. He say, Wack, it's me, Stunner. Talk to me. I say, Stunner, I'm busy right now. He said, yeah, but I don't want you to be, nephew. What the going on? I say, oh, Trick a bag, man. He can't be in our backyard and he owe bro a bag. Either he gonna pay or he finna get up and then he gonna pay, right? Trick at home sleep. He don't know what's going on. He in Detroit, right? He say, Wack, my word to you, I pay the debt. Let him be. I got business with that man. I said, what? He said, Wack, this Stunner talking to you. As your brother, leave him be. You got my word, whatever the debt is. Send me Trick, I pay him in the morning. On me. I'm giving you my word. I threw it back to fall off the way. Trick got his wire. Damn. This real shit. What I'm saying, is like, that was like, it was a real table at one time to where we knew what was going on, knew everywhere, in every region, to where we knew what was going on, right? And we was gonna move if we saw you. And our squads knew if they saw you at a hookah lounge or a club. It been times where niggas like, hey, well, I ain't gonna say no names, such and such at the club, lock him down. Them to go over there 20 deep to their VIP. Tell the security they don't pay you enough for this here. Look, continue to have your drinks. Y'all cool. Ain't nobody moving.
Also, Future never paid the money. Birdman did. So if they wanted to charge Big U for this, what would they charge Big U with? He never chased Future. He never attacked Future. And Birdman paid the money, not Future. So they can't even charge that with extortion, right? So like, what would they charge him with? So people are getting this wrong. They're not charging Big U with a crime in reference to Future. They're saying this is a behavior, right, of him threatening people, running down on people, and harassing and intimidating people to get money up out of them, okay? Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? But this just shows, yo, the feds is on this internet, bro, because this clip is from like 3-4 years ago. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think, okay? If you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video right here to find out why Chrisean Rock could be arrested for murder really soon after this new update. I'm going to see you guys in this Chrisean Rock video. Out of here, folks. Peace.